Here she is. Rondi, do you need a minute to talk with your client, or are we ready to go here?
I did talk to him and back, Your Honor.
Okay, very good. Mr. Cap also had a bunch of cases in front of Judge Pattison, but this one is ours. It's file number 252477FD. We set all these for today for Ms. Ives and for the defendant.
What starts as a routine sentencing quickly turns into something much heavier. We have Mr. Cap, originally charged with operating while intoxicated, third offense, and resisting and obstructing, both felonies. Those were reduced, but make no mistake, the stakes are still high. He's sitting on 70 days of jail credit. He's facing additional serious charges in another county. And sobriety court? That option is hanging by a thread. The judge already knows his history, treatment attempts, prior programs, missed opportunities. Now the court must decide, is this a turning point or just another cycle? What makes this moment intense is not just a sentence, it's credibility. Does the court believe he's finally ready to change? Or is this simply damage control before facing even bigger consequences? Stay with this, because the judge is about to dig much deeper.
Defendant. This one started out as an operating while intoxicated third offense and resisting and obstructing police officer. Both of those are felonies. The defendant pled guilty to operating while impaired second offense and attempting to resist or obstruct a police officer. Daniel Frazine drew this assignment for the screening report. He's with us by Zoom. Mr. Cap is here in the custody of the Sheriff's Department, and Rhonda Ives is present. He has 70 days credit. He got arrested on December 2nd and has been in custody since that time. Daniel's not recommending a probation. There's other things going on. Ms. Ives, what would you like me to know?
Well, Your Honor, my client does have quite the history. He's had treatment programs before. I feel like he needs continued treatment. I know that he would like an opportunity to do a sobriety court probation. He would like me to respectfully ask this court to consider that. It may sound disingenuous to some extent, but I believe his heart is there, wanting to change, wanting to make a difference in his life. He just needs to have the wherewithal to stick it through. I would like to think that if he was put on sobriety court probation, that he might be able to obtain a license someday. I don't know. I mean, it could be, pie in the sky hopes, but I know that he would like to be considered for that. He knows he's got a lot of baggage underneath him. He just wants to make a change, and that's where we are today, Your Honor.
All right. He told me he's finally figured out why he keeps hitting himself in the head, and I'll be interested to hear him. But let's hear from Daniel first. Daniel, you got anything to add other than just a jail recommendation?
I see that you've already corrected, because I had originally had 80 days, but I counted wrong and I checked out my math again. It was 70 as of today, plus whatever good time he got. No, Mr. Cap seemed very nice and very polite when I spoke to him, and he seems to be wanting to do things better. However, like for his Muskegon case, he told me that it wasn't cocaine and that they were getting ready to nollie that. When I spoke to them, they were shocked that he wasn't in their jail because his bond got revoked a while ago. He was not in court as on the second when this happened, as he explained to me, but I don't think he was being dishonest. I just don't think he remembers because of all the substance abuse problems he has. It is over 1,000 grams. It's the most I've ever had to deal with, but or in a case or even remotely in contact with. So they said he has a trial date on the 17th of February, and I spoke to them about a week ago. That's still on their books. They said they had to fix a minimus. I honestly don't even know what the minimus is, but you probably do. So they do have a hold on our jail for him, and they will deal with that. Also, our circuit court wants to deal with him as well because he has several things bound over to them. Realistically, he's done Swift Insure and a 90-day program all in the last 5 years. If he's gotten it, I really hope sincerely that he has gotten it because he was a really nice, polite person, and I don't wish him any ill. But at this point, in my opinion, there's nothing to do here but give him time served and let him move on to these other big fish that he has to fry, Your Honor.
Your Honor, if I may, I forgot, I need to correct the report because some of these things are incorrect because they have been resolved.
All right, well, let's talk about that. All right, what else? There's a bunch of recent stuff on here. What do you want to correct?
Well, it indicates that there are still pending misdemeanors. I understand that he resolved those misdemeanors, those driving infractions that are spelled out there at the bottom of page, I think it is 4 or 5. He's got and he had a number of misdemeanors, driving infractions. He ended up pleading guilty to 2, and then the remainder, I believe, were dismissed. That paragraph is following the list of priors that he has, which begins on page 3.
We did resolve a whole bunch of cases at once, but then he got this one, and so that is correct. I think we resolve 6 or 7.
And then I understand he also resolved his pending criminal felony charges in circuit court here. And that he's pending sentencing. He pled to an attempted possession of ammunition in circuit court. He's pending sentencing up there.
All right. As Mr. Frazine indicated, he is pending a trial in Muskegon County. And as I understand it, Muskegon County has got both barrels pointed in his direction. Subpoenas have been served and returned, and they're expecting to try this significant case up there. Mr. Cap, you and I have talked to each other a bunch of times, and you confused me. And I said, you got to the point where you just don't care, that you're like doing this because you just don't care. You're driving around Three Rivers where every time they see you, they're going to pull you over. And so, yeah, YOLO, you only live once. But now you've got 70 days of forced sobriety. We can't put you in sobriety court because you got this pending felony in Muskegon. It would, in fact, I don't think we're even allowed when there's a felony pending, but they're serious as a heart attack up there about that case. So in a different world, maybe we would have given this a shot.
This is the pivotal moment. The judge makes it crystal clear. Sobriety court is off the table, not because of attitude, not because of today's behavior, but because of the pending felony case in Muskegon County. That pending case legally blocks this court from granting a treatment-based probation option. This is where the domino effect of multiple jurisdictions becomes critical. One open felony can shut down opportunities elsewhere. And notice something important. The judge isn't attacking Mr. Cap. He's explaining constraints. He even acknowledges that in a different world, this might have gone another direction. So here's the real question. When someone has stacked legal exposure across counties, can one courtroom realistically offer rehabilitation without disrupting another prosecution? This is less about punishment and more about procedural limits. And now, the focus shifts to sentencing, with the court balancing accountability and practicality.
But you told me you've kind of done some introspection and figured out why you keep harming yourself. What would you like me to know?
Your Honor, I'd like you to know that I've been running from God my whole life, and finally I formed a relationship with him.
He caught up to you?
Yeah, I would have thought it would have been a long time before that, but it just seemed to, I can't get my head out of the Bible, and it's overwhelming. And an internal love that I've never felt before, and I have love for myself. So,
who introduced you at the jail? Did you go to
I-
Bible study or something, or
no, I
just?
should. It's as it sounds. I asked to go to Max, and I sat down, and I was comfortable. And the first guard walked past, I asked for a Bible. Something wasn't right. I was okay with being there. I didn't care about it. It didn't bother me. I was numb to it. It didn't. I was looking forward to the tray. It was okay. It was okay with me. And when that happened, in that moment, I just asked for a Bible and got my head stuck in it, and I ain't been out of it since. So it's
Well, it is a learning process, but I'm not gonna beat up on you anymore. You got this other stuff pending. We can't do sobriety court. I don't want to jam up Muskegon. I know they've got some, Miss Davis told me they've got several of our officers subpoenaed. A company in Kalamazoo's been subpoenaed. So I want to make you available to them. The fine is $0. You got a bunch of unpaid fines. I'm not gonna deal with any of that. I'm gonna waive everything but the minimum fee of $125. And I'm gonna indicate may be released to Muskegon County.
one question, Your Honor.
Yes,
I have a pending sentencing on the 13th, and I know I have trial on the 17th of this month.
yes.
I want to know if there's any way for me to be available to Muskegon. I'd like to invoke my 180-day right to a speedy
that-
trial.
I don't blame you there. That's a St. Joe County Circuit Court matter. Who's your attorney in Circuit Court?
It would be Knopfsinger, and the judge was inquiring to give me a PR bond on a reinstate bond, but
If he gives you a PR bond, you're gonna get shipped to
that's what I
Muskegon.
want.
And I think what they should probably try to do is sentence you first.
Okay.
But I don't have the authority to do anything with that, but I'll let them know.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Muskegon, you need to get up there and deal with that.
Yeah.
All right, same thing on the R&O. I was gonna give you more, but there's no sense in it. 70 days credit, 70 days, $0 fine and costs. Maybe when circuit court is done. $70 days, credit 70 days. We set your bond at $100,000. Now, the blood alcohol was 0.05 something. This is a plea to impaired. But what else did you have in your system? Did you smoke marijuana?
I had the day before. I had court the day before.
And you had your prescription meds as well?
I had not taken any prescription meds in the last couple months. Only thing I've done was smoke marijuana the day before. It would have been the 29th or the 31st or whatever it was before the first. I had court the first, and I went to Muskegon for court. And then when I got home from Muskegon, I had stopped at my mother's and took a drink of bourbon. And then when I was leaving there, I got pulled over.
And you mentioned in there, you've been parents have allowed you to drink since you were about 12 years old.
I mean, my parents in the courtroom weren't, that was not where I lived. That wasn't who let me drink.
Okay, it was somewhere else.
Yeah, I was living with my mother at the time,
Okay.
and a month she worked a lot of hours, and there was alcohol readily available, and I took advantage of that when I was a child.
Boy, you've stolen 47 years of your life. Hope you get some of it back.
Thank you.
All right, you can go with the court officers. Thank you, Daniel.
Thank you, Your Honor.
He didn't do him any favors by letting him drink bourbon that morning. I guess that was his mother again. All right. See what things happen in Muskegon. Good morning. Are you Elizabeth May Conway?
Yeah.
And we've met. I'm Judge Middleton. You're here. I kind of lost track of you. You got evicted from your house, and I didn't know where you were.
Yeah.
But you got a ticket for being a disorderly person in Three Rivers on January the 9th. Let's take a look at that ticket.
It just says trespass on it.
Let's see what it shows here. I think this was at the hospital.
Yeah.
All right, the ticket says trespass, that's correct. And it's a form of disorderly. It was 2 o'clock in the afternoon at Three Rivers Hospital. Conway was previously served trespass notice to location, issued citation for trespass. How do you plead to that charge?
Oh, I'm not guilty. Because they still see you as a mother. You can still go CC as a. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Ms. Conway, where are you staying?
My Aunt Britta's in Constantine.
All right, so
And
you're
then
at your
hotels.
aunt's.
In hotels.
And hotels?
Yeah.
Do you have any income?
Yeah, I get disability and I have other incomes than that.
I didn't realize you were getting SSI.
Yeah.
Because you've got a number of unpaid fines from other stuff.
Yeah.
You got $945 worth of unpaid fines.
That's why my license got suspended because I missed my payment.
You were on a payment plan,
Yeah.
and I think you might have made a payment in January. Anyway, have a seat for a minute. Mr. George, the city attorney, stepped out. We'll see what his thought is on this case. I didn't realize you got SSI. I'm glad you at least have some income.
Yeah.
But it's awfully expensive to spend it on hotels.
Right.
All right, you sit down for a minute and we'll wait for Mr. George to come back. Sarah Pattison. Just a minute. Good morning. Are you Sarah Jo Pattison?
Good morning. Yes, I am.
You got charged with no insurance. We get lots of those. File 26124. No insurance is a misdemeanor. It's punishable by up to a year in jail, fine of up to $500, not less than $200. Plus costs, which would be a minimum fine of $325. Do you have insurance now?
I do.
Do you have it with you?
It's on my phone,
All right. Who's your carrier?
Progressive.
Very good. Do you still live on Erie Street?
Correct. Yeah,
You got $403 worth of unpaid tickets. You got a real old seatbelt ticket from 2007, which is $78. Surprised your license isn't suspended. Then you got allowing another to violate the motor vehicle code that you haven't paid from 2024, $325. We can wipe that out with a jail sentence, but I'm assuming you'd rather pay the fine.
yes.
All right. You haven't paid anything on it. Did you forget about it?
No, I did pay on it.
Let's take a look.
I was making payments and then lost the job and didn't get back into paying the payments.
Okay.
But I made several payments.
All right. Well, let's get back into payments. Yeah, you made a payment. You have that real old unpaid ticket. What's this? Got a domestic violence case. And they gave you a court date of 2/17. We should have caught. Laura, we got a open arraignment for Sarah Jo Pattison, 26194. She has a court date of 2/17. We'll save her a trip and take care of that today. So I'd like that. It fell through the cracks. Sarah Pattison, 26194. Also, we'll have somebody talk to you about your insurance. So have a seat for a minute and we'll come back to your case. I didn't do a very good job of checking these files. All right, David Banks. Good morning, sir.
Morning.
Sure, use Mr. George. This is another ordinance case. Thank you. Good morning, sir. You David Banks?
Yes, sir.
We've met, but I need to identify you for the record. You got charged with retail fraud 3rd degree. It's alleged that in November 11th of 24 and February 1st, that you did a retail fraud at Dollar General. I'll read it the way it's written. It sounds like an underscan, although while the store is open to the public, transfer, remove, replaces, conceals, or otherwise misrepresents price at which property is for sale. Did alter the price of merchandise which was offered for sale for less than $200. This was authorized by Mr. George.
Is it just one count, Your Honor?
Well, I'm trying to figure it out. was reported at Dollar General, tore off a label from a Mike and Ike package, which is some cheap candy. 10 separate packets of Mike and Ike being scanned in place of other merchandise between 1/11 and 2/11/24. Dollar General employees documented the item stolen by reviewing video surveillance. Totally, the amount of merchandise stolen was $555. The video surveillance shows banks holding a barcode in one hand at the self-checkout, scanning it in place of other items. 2 incidents, one on February 11th and one on January 11th. So they issue this warrant, and then you don't get served on the warrant for a year. They entered the warrant in July of 2024, and they didn't serve it on you till January of 26. The whole time, did you live on Fifth Street?
Yes, sir.
No, I got a warrant, and then they never bothered to do anything with it. This is a little complicated. It involves video evidence, identifying you, multiple incidents, criminal history of previous R&C charges. This is the kind of thing you could probably benefit from having an attorney appointed to represent you. It sounds like they're not going to reduce this to a civil infraction. Sounds like it's a planned scheme is what the allegation is. So would it be your choice to plead not guilty and have me appoint a lawyer for you?
Yes.
All right. Plead not guilty. I don't know why it took them 1.5 years to serve this warrant. They go to all the effort to get it. You're living at the same house. They never bothered to serve a warrant. How'd you get arrested when you got arrested in January?
Well, my car was sitting on the street, and police just ran the plate. And since the car's in my name, the warrant popped up.
I think you've been in here between then and now.
Yes, I have.
You've been in here with some other people, bringing them to court or moral support. You've been in here while there was an open warrant and nobody even knew about it. I would have arraigned you on it if I'd known about it. But yeah, you've been in here between. Anyway, Mr. George, this is David Banks. It doesn't look like the type of case you would reduce to a civil infraction.
Probably not, just because of the amount.
It's complicated, so I got an attorney for him and set an attorney pretrial. One troubling thing is they got the warrant in July of 2024. He lived at the same house the whole time, and they didn't serve the warrant till accidentally it got served in January of 26. That was always a Three Rivers thing. It's been better since the new chief is there. All right, plead not guilty, appoint an attorney. Set attorney pretrial for March 6th. Another going to be a busy day. I just better assume on the first Friday of each month, I'm not going to get any lunch. All right, Mr. Banks, we'll get an attorney to help you with. The good news is there isn't a warrant out hanging over your head. The bad news is there's an allegation of a calculated scheme to steal stuff. Maybe if you hadn't used Mike and Ike's every time. I didn't know anybody even ate those anymore. All right, you go with a court officer, we'll get a lawyer, and I will see you on March 6th. It's your obligation to call a lawyer, make an appointment to discuss it with them prior to that date. All right, you go with officer. Mr. George, Elizabeth Conway is here. She pled not guilty to that trespass charge at the hospital. I didn't know what you come up to the podium, if you had any idea on what to do with it.
We'd be willing to do a civil infraction.
All right. All right, Miss Conway, what you're charged with is a misdemeanor. It's punishable by up to 90 days in jail and a fine of up to $500. Mr. George, the city attorney, would dismiss that charge if you pled to the Three Rivers ordinance disturbing the peace as a civil infraction. It's like a speeding ticket. It wouldn't be a crime. It would be a civil infraction, and I would give you a fine of $100 and put it on a payment plan with the other stuff that you're currently not paying on. So they would dismiss the misdemeanor if you pled to the disturbing the peace as a civil infraction. The allegation is that you've been barred from the hospital, which is a rough gig, and you went back there that day at 2 o'clock. So they dismissed the misdemeanor if you plead to the civil infraction. Are you willing to accept that plea?
No,
No?
no. I still go there. I still go there to see the hospital there. They see me there. The last time I went there, they were singing a different tune. They felt actually like they did something wrong.
All right, Mr. George, you have any more insight on it?
This was from January 9th of this year.
Yes.
At the hospital, she had been previously served a trespass notice by Sergeant Fuller in September of 2025.
And you're saying you still go to the hospital since this?
Yeah, they see me there. One of the charity guys actually, in January, when the day I was like at that time before I was trying to beat the hell out of me too. So I was very improper the way they treated me.
All right, well, why are you going to the hospital now?
Because I had physical assaults,
So you're going there for medical treatment?
medical for seizure medicine, and or having seizure, or I was physically assaulted, like I was in a neck brace and then stuff like that.
So have you been there since January 9th?
Yeah,
When was the last time she was there?
a week ago. Cop took me in.
Who took you in?
Officer Britton, I think.
All right. Well, I'm just gonna set this for a bench trial. Um, 1 hour. I want you to go out to the counter. I want you to talk about your unpaid fines.
Okay.
I'm not gonna appoint a lawyer for it because I'm not likely to put you in jail for this. I don't need to set a pretrial for it because it's not gonna change anything. They've offered a civil infraction, which is low as they can go. And you're not willing to accept that. And the irony of it is you've been to the hospital since this, taken there by a police officer, if your story is true.
Yes.
Payment plan and current contact information. All right. You do have some income and you can make some sort of monthly payment on all these previous things. I could wipe them out with a jail sentence. We got an open intox where you have $325 way back from 2022. You have a domestic violence. It looks like you may have been paying on that one. You have a retail fraud. where you
Our
owe-
retail frauds are dismissed, remember?
I don't know, this says it owes $170 and you have a no insurance. You're on a payment plan.
You dismissed all my retails like last May.
All right. Well. The court officer will take you out to the counter and we'll address those matters. Aubrey McCall. Good morning. Hi. Are you Aubrey Rose McCall?
Yes, I am.
You got a ticket in Three Rivers for driving without a license ever acquired and speeding. They allege that you were going 40 and a 25
Yes, that's what he said.
on Broadway. That's easy to do down near Dad's place. And that you don't have a driver's license.
I do. My license, I was about 18. It was suspended for unpaid tickets. I had just really had my license. I didn't know much about that. I paid the fines to get it reinstated. There was a hiccup with the Indiana BMV. I've since then taken the steps to get that taken care of.
So you have a valid Indiana license?
Yes,
But you live in Michigan.
yes. I just moved to Michigan not that long ago.
All right. Do you have proof of your Indiana license with you?
I don't at this time. No, I can bring it the next court date, if that's possible.
Well, we can do a next court date.
Okay.
Try to take
Or
care of.
when, however, whenever I can get it to you guys, I can do that.
All right. How do you know you have a valid Indiana license?
I've called and I went to the BMV.
Or did they give you something?
They gave me a paper, but I don't have it right now.
Well, that's not very good. You
I
live right
know.
here in Centerville.
I know.
Um,
I walked today.
okay. What does the paper say?
It's just a paper stating that I had to go do a knowledge test again after I paid the reinstatement fees in April of 25. I didn't know I had to do a knowledge test, which I went and did, and it was the paper stating that I passed that and that I do have a driver's license again.
Well, there's a problem. You don't live in Indiana, but if you have a valid Indiana license, it's valid in Michigan. I guess it's not terribly inconvenient. You just walk back over here. Let's set this out a bit. And you'll bring in proof of license. Is that acceptable, Mr. George? It's not hard to speed right there at Broadway. It's a 25. I think they write lots of tickets right there.
There was, it was snowing out and there was a bike with, he didn't have any lights on. It was dark out and he was going around me. So I kind of had to swerve around him and I got really scared.
I'm glad you didn't hit him.
No, me too.
All right, today is February the 10th. Let's continue this to February 24th.
And I can bring the proof in then.
Yes.
Okay.
8:30. Defendant will bring proof of insurance. Michigan used to suspend your license for not paying tickets. Frankly, I was in agreement with it. They had two kinds. FCJ means failure to comply with judgment. And if you got a ticket and were convicted and didn't pay it, they would suspend your license. There was another one called FAC, which is failure to answer citation. If you got a ticket and never showed up, they would suspend your license. They don't do that anymore. So there's not a lot of incentive for people to pay their tickets.
Right.
But Indiana will still suspend you for
Yes.
not paying a ticket.
And like I said, I was 18. I just got my license. I didn't know much about tickets of that sort. It was my first one.
Well, there's a chart. If you get this, it could suspend your Indiana license and jam you up for Michigan. So Mr. George is gonna consider reducing these charges if you bring in proof of insurance or proof of a license.
Okay.
Tuesday, February 24th. 2026 at 8:30. Pre-trial conference. And proof of license. What do you do, Ms. McCall?
Right now I just clean like family, friends' houses, as a cash paying job. I have 2 children, so, no transportation at this time either. So I'm just trying to kind of get things in order. To be
You
able
live
to
down
work.
here at the apartments?
Yes, and I'm applying to the nursing home right here in Fairview and hoping to get in there. I'm a CNA as well.
All right, well, good for you.
Thank you.
That, I wouldn't be a bit surprised if you got a job there, and that would be handy. Not a lot of places to work in Centerville.
Right.
All right, here's your notice. Put that on your refrigerator.
Thank you.
I'll see you in 2 weeks.
Okay.
Mr. George will be here and you bring proof of your Indiana license.
Okay, see you then. Thank you.
You're good to go. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, I'm not sure what the deal is there, but we'll take a look at it 2 weeks from now. Bradley Quay. Good morning, Mr. Fredonia. Now that you're retired, you can take Tuesdays and come visit. Nice to see you this morning, sir. I did not realize you had retired until you told me that. So congratulations on that. Jordan, this is what you can do when you retire. You can just come visit court.
Gonna have to. I don't know if Tim's doing YouTube.
All right, good morning, sir. You're Bradley Aaron Clay.
Yes, sir.
You've got the same ticket as Miss Pattison, which is no insurance. You also got charged with unlawful plate. We get a lot of these combination charges, call it driving while poor. Let me ask you the $100 question. Do you have insurance now?
Yes,
Who's your carrier?
got count
And is your plate squared away?
for the most part. It's in the back window.
What's
I
that?
can't get the other one off, so it's sitting in the back window.
All right, so you have a valid plate and insurance?
Yes.
All right. We get lots of these. Last Thursday, we had 9 no insurance cases. They can now run your license plate and tell whether you have insurance or not. So they run the plate, this car's not insured, they'll pull it over. We get tons of these. No insurance, as you heard me tell Miss Pattison, is a misdemeanor. It's punishable by up to a year in jail and a fine of not less than $200 and not more than $500. With state cost and this crime victim rights fee, it makes them a minimum fine of $325. There is a lesser charge known as no proof of insurance, which means you didn't have the slip in the car. That's not even a crime. That's a civil infraction. Civil infraction is punishable by a fine only, and the fine for no proof of insurance is $150. We've probably all done that if we forgot to put the slip in there. So what we do is when people like you are here and you have proof of insurance, we see if we can get the prosecutor to talk with them, have you show your proof of insurance, see if they'll reduce the charge. So you got insurance and plates. Do you still live on Hampton Road?
Yes.
Well, think we met before. I don't remember ever meeting you. But let's see if we can get a prosecutor to take a look at this. Laura, would you call down to the prosecutor's office and let Abigail know we got 2 no insurance cases where the people have insurance? So have a seat, Mr. Quay. We'll see if we can take care of this with one visit. We like to, at least I like to, try to do these pretrials, what we call instantly, rather than having you take a day off work and come here again. We try to get the prosecutor to come and review this. The judge doesn't have the authority to change the charge. The prosecutor makes the charge. The judge does the sentence if there's a conviction. So I don't have the discretion to change it. Only the prosecutor does. So we'll need their help. All right, we also have Anthony Vranzovic charged with no insurance. Let's see what his deal is. It's a ticket. He called on the 6th and confirmed the date, and then he didn't show up. File number is 26123SM. The other thing about the no insurance cases, they all have to be written under state statute because they're punishable by up to a year in jail. You can't charge an ordinance case for anything more than 93 days in jail. So these are all state tickets. Zranzovic has failed to appear. Do in order to show cause first. I don't have a phone number.
He's off for the next month. He's studying for the bar again. He's doing the
Pre-trials?
pre-trial, so.
All right.
I haven't seen him, but he's down
All
there,
right.
so.
Can we let Angelique know we've got 2 no insurance cases? All right. Yeah, the bar exam is, I think it's the 25th and 26th of February. They have 2 local people taking it. We wish them the best. For those of us that did take it, nobody wants to do that again. Judge McManus he said when he retired, that was young, he was younger, that he would like to take all 50 bar exams.
Why?
I thought, who would do that? But that was Judge McManus would like to go around and take 50 bar exams.
Even the states where they've only got like 3 or 4 essays, they expect like 6 pages an essay.
I don't know.
Oh,
That was 40 years ago or more. But
you got reciprocity, I guess. it would
yes,
be
I
too bad.
guess. All right, well, let's talk about who isn't here. We've got some more no-shows. No, I didn't, but thank you.
Yeah,
It's
just
just,
came in.
oh, Mr. Oliver just came in, or this
No,
just came in?
that just came in. Sorry.
All right, Justin Horrell, file number is 26161SD.
I spoke with it's on the radar.
All right, very good, thank you, Paul. We get good service here. The assistant prosecutor who's got the knowledge and ability is aware that you're here. She'll be here shortly to talk with you. Mr. Horrell is from Bronson. He's charged with operating while intoxicated. He got arrested on February 2nd and posted bond.
In the end, the court imposes 70 days with credit for 70 days, effectively time served, waives nearly all financial penalties except the statutory minimum, and orders release to Muskegon County. This isn't a celebration. It's a transfer of responsibility. The judge makes clear he doesn't want to interfere with the upcoming trial in the other jurisdiction. The emotional weight here is undeniable. Mr. Cap speaks about faith and personal awakening, but the court must operate within structure and law. Sobriety court was not legally viable due to the pending felony. The sentencing reflects that reality, measured, procedural, and forward-looking toward the larger case ahead. Now, everything shifts to what happens next in Muskegon. If you found this case as intense as we did, hit that like button. Share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more powerful courtroom breakdowns.